welcome to Inside News. It's our Friday show on the mark, and happy public holiday. And well, myself and Shaheel have come in to try and help you get through this very difficult card. I must say it's not an easy card at all. Shaheel, what do you think?
Yeah, it's quite tough.
Yeah, it's a tough card. In fact, probably one of the toughest cards I've seen for this season. But we've done quite a lot of homework. Hopefully, we're going to help you find a couple of winners and get you through this meeting. Right, let's start off with race 1. Is a 1400 meter 0:20, and as you all know, the 0:20s are quite tough to find winners, and I reckon Anton Ruskin's going to finally get it together. It's probably one of the weaker races that he has taken on, and I don't know if you remember last time I was quite bullish about the chances of New Golden Age to beat him. He ran a good race. In fact, he was in front sort of most of the way up the straight, and New Golden Age just got the better of him in the straight. He has got the claiming once again. Shaheel Ayadasse back on his back with the claiming of 1.5. He's going to be carrying 59. He is drawn 7, and I do believe that this horse is going to be my first choice. Shaheel, Anton Ruskin, any...
That's right.
Any thoughts?
I did like him since last time. You beat me with your value bet last time, New Golden Age. Look at his 4 last run. He's always been second. He's always so consistent. His 3 last start went down only a head to get beat. Like I said, the 1.5 kg claims could play a big part, and it's not the best of field, like you said. So Anton Ruskin should be the right horse in the race.
Yeah, I think so. Purely because I don't think he's taking on a lot here. Maybe Cassius King, the second best. I don't know. It was a good run behind Anton Ruskin last time. In fact, he got beat just under 2 lengths, and remember, he was drawn 10 on that occasion. He's going to be drawn 3 this time. Well, he is 1 kilogram worse off, but I reckon the draw is obviously going to help Cassius King. He must have a chance in this sort of field. And my third choice, Right to Tango, he also finished just on the heels of Anton Ruskin last time. Look, he's getting on a little bit. He's a 9-year-old, but this is a 0:20, and I think even if you go back to that run of Charles, my boy, he is 2 kilograms better off with Anton Ruskin this time. So Right to Tango, Cassius King, they're probably the best bet in my opinion. I don't know if Shaheel's found anything that you'd like to talk about.
No, not really, because I've got these 2 also. Cassius King, like I said, he finished off very strongly last time against New Golden Age, and just behind him that definition was Right to Tango, so I think they should finish in the same order again.
Yeah, I reckon on that sort of form line, on that particular race, there's probably going to be fought out between these 3 horses again, but I reckon I'm going to go with Anton Ruskin to hopefully try and pull off his first win here in Mauritius. He's been ultra consistent, not only in the 4 seconds, but in fact in his last 6 runs he's had 5 seconds, so he's really been consistent, and he deserves a win. I'm sure the owners will be very happy to go onto the track and lead Anton Ruskin in. Right, let's move over to race 2, a 1500 meter benchmark 31. Here we've got Captain Spandy Seller. He's coming back to racing, and well, I thought he was, I wouldn't say he was unlucky last time. You know, Robbie had to take him to, well, as close up as possible from that bad draw. He is drawn a lot better this time. I personally feel that the 1850 could have been a touch too far for him last time. Back down to a 1500. I think the 1500 is going to suit him better, in my opinion. Obviously, there's always a little bit of a worry when a horse comes down from a 1850 to a 1500, but I just think that this horse is a little bit better suited to the 1500. Captain Spandy Seller, drawn 5, Robbie Frad. He's in quite good form with the cette stable. This probably looks like his best ride on the card, and I think Captain Spandy Seller is going to be my first choice. What do you like?
Captain Spandy Seller too. Like I said, the 1850 probably was a bit too far away for him. He should appreciate this step back in distance. His work on Tuesday was very good. You mentioned that on Wednesday's show. So Captain Spandy Seller for the first choice. For the second choice, I'll probably go with Prince Lateral. He missed the kick last time, and the way he was finishing off was very, very strongly. If he can show the same turn of foot, he'll be a big runner.
All right, and your third choice?
Probably Newsman. It's quite a tough field if apart from Captain Spandy Seller. I'll probably go with Newsman. He's won 2 in a row, which could have been the declic for this horse. He's been working well. He's up in class, but he should be able to give a good run for his money.
Okay, great. I've gone with exactly the same trifecta. I've gone Captain Spandy Seller, Prince Lateral. Yes, he was slow away last time. Maybe the extra 100 meters is going to suit him. I know this horse, and I always thought that 1400 was his best distance, but he has got a little bit older now, a little bit more mature. This pace is going to be on in this race, which is going to suit him as well. I don't think the draw's a problem. He is also comes from off the the field, well, off the pace, sort of at the back of the field, and he doesn't always get the best of starts. But if you go back to that last run when he was running on strongly to Red China, you have to appreciate his chance. And the Newsman, well, he's found a little bit of confidence. He's won 2 in a row now. Yes, he is stepping up to the 31, but he's drawn 3. I think he'll probably be a little bit closer this time. Another horse that comes from quite far off the pace. Remember, he was drawn 10 last time. He's drawn 3. He's probably going to be a little bit closer. I hope not too close, because a lot of these people think that when they got a better draw, they've got to place him a little bit closer. But he's a type of horse that likes to come from off the speed, and I reckon Captain Spellicella is going to be up there, and these 2 that we mentioned are going to be running onto him at the end of the race. So we got the same trifecta there. Hopefully it comes in, because it does get a lot tougher as we move on, especially the third race. It's a 1400 meter benchmark 36. I suppose you have to respect number 5 Henry Tudor after that excellent debut when he ran second to Skyfire. Skyfire, he's nothing to be sneezed at. He's a decent horse. Okay, he fluffed his lines a little bit last time, but before that I think he won 2 in a row. Is that right? He won 2 in a row. Skyfire. So that's a good run. But as you know, a lot of horses in Mauritius run very good races first time up, and they always flatten, not always, but a lot of them flatten out on that second run. That's my only concern about Henry Tudor. I think he's the best horse in the race. I'm just worried about that second run syndrome.
You remember last time I did tip him as my value bet. I really like this horse. This time I'm going to go with him as a banker. His debut was an excellent one. He was one off all the way, not the best of right from that French jockey. He stayed one off from all the way in the race. He still managed to fight on well with Sky High Flyer. His work on Tuesday with Prince of Thieves was very good. He's been given a little break. He's got good South African form, this horse. He's won by mostly 5 lengths when he beat Harvey Spectator. So I believe he's a horse to beat.
Okay. Well, I agree with Shaheel. I think he is the horse to beat. I'm just a bit worried about that second run syndrome. Let's talk about a couple of dangers, because like I said, it is a tough race. I think if Henry Tudor doesn't win, well, then it's wide open. So let's talk about a couple. And the Brass Bell, I see he's only had 2 runs this season, which is unusual for the Brass Bell, because he used to race quite a lot. Last year he had 7 runs, and maybe he's had a little bit of a soundness issue, but he's a very, very consistent horse. On his day, if he's 100% right, he can run, and like I said, if he's fully fit, this horse, you have to respect the chances of the Brass Bell. I see quite a lot of money has come for him. I know we can't really sort of go with the Thursday bookmaker prices, but quite a lot of money has come from the Brass Bell. I think his odds have been chopped in half already, so you got to respect the fact that there's some money coming for a Gilbert Recette runner. And then Cape Horn, I believe he's better than what he's showing us. Not the same horse as last year. Besides that very good second first up this season, that was quite a good run. But since then he's lost his form a little bit. But I know that he is capable, this horse, and hopefully he runs a better race, Cape Horn. Like I said, tough race. I'm going to go with Henry Tudor. I'm going to go with the Brass Bell Cape Horn. Interesting to know what Shaheel likes as his chances in this race, if you take away Henry Tudor.
Probably Cape Horn, like you said. The 990 I believe was too short for him last time. His work on Tuesday has been good. I'm sure you have seen him. He should run well. We've drawn 5, and for third probably Chris Crossman. I see he's drawn 1. If this horse can get to the front, he might be able to stay up there. Because don't take into consideration his 7th place for last time. He just got tired in the last 150 meters last time, but back to a 1400 meters, he could be a big runner.
All right, great. All right, just be very cautious in that third race, especially if you are a pick 8 player or a pick 6. It's the first leg of the pick 6, right? Maybe you want to add in a couple of horses there. Right, 4th race, 1500, benchmark 41. Once again, tough race. I would imagine you have to lean towards number 9, Secret Idea. He's got the form. He's drawn 1. I see Pritam Dabi used his trump card, and that's always sort of a good sign that a trainer is quite confident about a horse's chances to use that trump card to ensure that he gets a place in the race. Go back to his penultimate start where he beat Blunderbuss. It was quite a good win. He won by over length, and then not a bad effort last time behind Uzo, although he did get beat 4 lengths. He ran a good third in that 1450, and I would imagine Secret Idea probably a little bit better than, well, form-wise, probably stands out a little bit, but there's no stretch of the imagination can you bank a Secret Idea. It's a tough race, and it'd be interesting to hear what Shaheel has to say. Shaheel, what do you like in this race?
I like Secret Idea too. It was a very nice race last time. You said that he got beat by full length. That's true, but he was third that day, and the fourth that day was also got beat by full length. So that's still good for him.
He won quite comfortably that day, didn't he?
Yeah. And Heart of Darkness was second.
Right.
Yeah. With Barrier 1, he should be able to have a dreamer on the rails. Initiality can lance his attack whenever he wants. So I'm going to go with Secret Idea for the win.
Okay, what's your second choice?
That's tough, huh? Probably Top of the Rock. He's been consistent this season. His two last races he's been fifth, but that was in sort of a longer trips. He's back to a 1500 meters, which could probably be a good thing for him. So I'll go with Top of the Rock for second.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can never ignore that combination of Gilbert Rosette and Robbie Fad. He's drawn 3. I agree with Shaheel. I think the 1500 is probably going to be a little bit better for Top of the Rock. He has stepped up in distance in his last 2 runs, although he did win a 1650. But I think that in this sort of race, probably the 1500 is going to suit Top of the Rock here. Duke the Duke, well, he's a decent horse on his day. Obviously, he's had soundness issues, but when he wants to run, he can run. That was a very good win early on in the year when he won by over 4 lengths, and good win last time from that. Well, he came from quite far off the field, and he won a good race. And I would imagine, looking at the field, do you think there's going to be a lot of speed? Maybe Secret Idea, but I don't think they're going to go quick, which might not suit Duke the Duke. So might be a little bit tough for Duke the Duke. But once again, the 3rd and 4th race, difficult races. I'm going to go Secret Idea, Duke the Duke, Top of the Rock as my trifecta.
I'm going to go with Secret Idea, Top of the Rock, and for third, probably Amritsar. He's dropped in class, and after a tough race last time, he could have a place chance, and a welcome back Ronnie Stewart.
Yeah, nice to see Ronnie Stewart back. I saw him walking through Trabouche yesterday, and I had to put my sunglasses on because his legs are so white. He's going to enjoy a little bit of sun here in Mauritius. Right, race 5, 1365, probably a little bit easier this race. I like riding Shotgun. I think he's a lot better than what he's been showing us. They eventually got it all together last time. He had a tough race in front, and he still went on to quicken on and beat Northern Rebel, who I've got quite a high regard for. Northern Rebel, unfortunately, he's been getting left at the start, but I think Northern Rebel's a nice horse, and I think nice to see that they got riding Shotgun all together last time. I think the 1365 suits him a lot better than a 990. I believe that he's quite a classy horse. He's just been a difficult horse to ride, and Nishal Tia got it right last time. I do think that riding Shotgun is going to be the horse to beat.
Don't you think that his jumping 2 classes, don't you think it's going to affect him? And he's drawn 8. Does he have to lead?
I think personally, I think the draw is going to suit him because Robbie can take his time to sort of get him off to the front if he wants to lead, put it that way. And the fact that he's jumped up 2 classes, Shaheel, I believe that this horse has got the class in this sort of race. Look back at his first run behind Zodiac Jack. He's run behind some decent horses, Ice Run, and I just think that the reason why I like this horse, I just believe that he's a lot better than what he's shown us. I think the problem has been sort of riding him, getting him to settle, and I think that riding Shotgun, with the risk of repeating myself, I think he's a lot better than what he's shown us. Put it this way, I think he's better than his rating, put it that way. And that's also I like. Obviously, from your question, you don't like him. Who do you like?
I like Berg, actually. He was a surprise winner last time out. He won in good style and in a record time. He's drawn 1. The way Christian Gallen rode him last time was amazing. He looks to be getting well with his horse. I've seen him on Tuesday morning. He's looking very well. He should go close once more.
Yeah, what I've written down is he was actually very well ridden, and I think that's how he wants to be ridden, Berg. I remember, I think it was Robert Carty won on him last year, rode him exactly the same. Give him a chance, just leave him alone early on, and he really runs on well. And I think the speed's going to be on a little bit here in this race, which is going to suit Berg, so you have to respect his chances. What about Friend Request? I mean, this poor horse, he always comes back with a problem, but he always seems to get the job done. I wouldn't say always, but he runs good races, this horse, even though he's always reported to either bleed, come back unsound, and I must say he looked very short when he won last time. So if he comes to the racecourse sound, I suppose you've got to respect Friend Request as well.
Obviously, because he always, like you said, he always has his issues, but he always in the top 4. He jumps in class also, but still he should have a chance.
Yeah, and one horse to keep an eye on his wall tag. I think that it was a cracking debut when he won. One of those horses that maybe sort of suffered that
second
run syndrome. I think he's going to be a much better horse this time. So keep an eye on Walt Tag.
Another horse to keep an eye on is Purple Tractor. Actually, he's dropping in class. Last time he was drawn 8. Unfortunately, he's drawn 9 again. But the draw is against him. But he should have a chance. Looking at the race card, I don't know if he'll go to first to settle just behind the leader. Purple Tractor, one to keep an eye on.
Yes, definitely. I don't know if you watched our Wednesday show, Jeu de Gallo, where I watched this horse work, and you just go back to that run behind Yankee Captain. That was a cracking run behind Yankee Captain. So, geez, the way we've gone through it doesn't look that easy anymore. So it looks like the 5th race is a tough race as well.
Even if you allow me, even Down Under's got a chance. The way he was finishing off against the Ware last time was very impressive.
Yeah, so was that the Ware's first win? He came out to win again. So that form line's been stood up as well. So yeah, all of a sudden the 5th race doesn't look that easy. But I'm going to go with Riding Shotgun. I believe he's better than what he's shown us, and I'm going to go for him for the win. Right, the 6th race, it's a 1600 meter rating 55 plus. It is our feature race, the Apex Group 15th anniversary trophy. And I see they're backing Karraar up. He ran last week. It was a cracking run in that Group 1 weight for age, where he got beat 2.5 lengths by Baritone from draw 9. And it was a cracking run in my opinion. Obviously they feel that he had pulled up sound enough and well enough to take on this race. He probably is the best horse in the race, Shaheel. Jamir Aliassim's ridden him, he's 2 wins this season at both being with Jamir Aliassim. He knows the horse very well. He's going to be drawn 6. You have to think that he is the horse to beat.
For me, he's the horse to beat. You said it all. He's got a cracking run last time. The claimer gets really on with him. He's 2 from 2. He's got a big chance. He's been kept on a fresh shine. I've seen him work fast on Tuesday, neither on Thursday.
Yeah.
I think.
In fact, I saw him this morning in Port Louis. Just went for a walk through the up on the road, and he looks like he's in top form. So obviously Gilbert Reset, experienced trainer, feels that the horse has pulled up well enough to take another run, and you have to respect the chance of number 1 Karraar. The horse that I like, I'm not saying he's going to beat him, but keep an eye on this horse, Prince of Thieves. I've gone through his form, and he's run some cracking races behind Karraar. And if you go back to his run on the 17th of June, he did get beat 2.5 lengths by Karraar, but he is 6 kilograms better off this time. And then the run on the 28th of July, he's 2.5 kilograms better off, with only for a length and a half beating. He has changed stables. A lot of times that does sort of change a horse's attitude. Like I've always said, a change is as good as a holiday. And if you go back to last year, the 5th of August 2017, he beat Karraar. So remember that. I think this was, I think you told me he was at 33 to 1, 3,300 rupees. So I think he's definitely worth a each way bet, this was Prince of Thieves. Yes, he is drawn 9, but he can come from off the pace, and with 56.5 on his back, I think he's going to be a big runner, Prince of Thieves. I was asking you driving show, what do you thought about 7th Plane? Do you think he's going to see out the mile?
Probably yes, because I think his run, his 2 wins in South Africa has been over 1,400 meters. He should see out the mile. He's about 7th Rock, and I think the 7th Rock do stay a mile. Last time he was a good run behind Val's Dream. If he wasn't interfered, he was interfered by Val's Dream that day. If he wasn't interfered, he could have beaten Mariachi, because the way he was finishing off on the outside, it was really impressive.
Yeah, he was unlucky. Yeah,
with that featherweight of 54 and draw 1, he could have a say.
Yeah, I think 7th Plane must have a big chance. I'm just a little bit worried about the 1600, but I think the fact that he's drawn 1 and he's got the 54 kilos is going to help him. If you go back to their run on the 17th, where he met Karraar, he is 3.5 kilograms better off with Karraar for a 3-length beating. That puts him straight back into the race. So tough to sort of, with Karraar, he's probably everything against him. The fact that he's won those 2 races, he's gone up in handicap, but he is probably the best horse in the race, and tough as nails, you've got to respect him. But remember what I said, keep an eye on Prince of Thieves. I think he's going to run a cracker. Right, 7th race. Probably the only banker of the day. Looking at the betting, I think he's 180 or something. 180, he's 8 to 10 favorite, and I think he has to win. I think the 990 is probably not ideal for him. If you go back to his first run in Mauritius, when he ran 2nd to Answering Genesis, it was a cracking run. It was his first run. He is 4 kilograms better off with Answering Genesis this time as well. The only thing I noticed on that day is that he just couldn't quicken up on the off that speed. And Shaheel, I'm just a little bit worried that they might want to send him to the front. I think he's going to be a little bit better if they give him a little bit of chance. There's quite a couple of quick horses here. You've got Victory Team, Step to Fame, the Tripster, which did him no favours, Answering Genesis. So I just hope that they don't rush him off and try and sort of taking off with his speed. I think if he's sort of given a bit of a chance, if you go back to that debut, he was given a bit of a chance that day, and he was finishing nicely to finish second to Answering Genesis. He's going to be a lot better off at the weights. He's going to be a much fitter horse. I think if they give him a chance, he's going to win.
Right. Yeah, probably because of the draw one here. Kirsty Ramsamy could have many options in front of him, and I'm pretty sure that Step 2 Film and Answering Genesis are more quicker than him on the 990. Going back to his South African form, he's never won on 1,000 meters. His win come on 1,200 and 1,300. I'm not sure that the 990 is his best distance, and I think he can be taken on. I'm going to take him on with Zudwes. Zudwes finished second last time in the Lightning Cup. The Lightning Cup is the best race on 990 in Mauritius. He broke from gate 9 that day actually, and he was full wide in the backstretch. He still managed to finish on second behind Nottinghamshire, only 0.80 length. I believe Zudwes is a big runner in this race, and he will finish off very strongly.
Okay, so you're going to go Zudwes as your first choice?
Because like you said, there will be a lot of pace in this race, and if they go very quick in front, that Zudwes should appreciate this kind of pace.
Okay, I think Al Mariachi is going to kick his butt, to be honest with you. I'm going to go Al Mariachi. He's my banker of the afternoon. I think he's good enough to win this horse. I know it's not ideal, the 990, but I think he's classy, this horse. I still kick myself when I see that he won at those odds of 24 to 1 last time. It's a horse that I've been following. It's a horse that I got a huge amount of respect for, and I just hope that they don't chase him off to the front. They give him a little bit of a chance. I think he's better than what he's taking on. Right, the 8th race, 1850, 0.25. Never easy, these 0.25s. Tough race to start, tough race to finish with, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let you kick off with this race because it is a tough race. You tell me what you think.
I've got my value bet in this race, Ice Emperor. Listen, his last 2 races he was finishing off very strongly, but I think he's better suited to that 1850. He's back to his winning mark actually. He's won his race in 1850 over 0.25. He's back to this winning mark. I see he's been supported in the betting. He was at 700 yesterday. This morning he's at 500. So I'm going to go with Ice Emperor. Probably for second, Starsky. I don't know if he'll stay to 1850. It's his first time he's trying the distance, and probably for third, Spin a Coin. That was a cracking run last week with Be a Hug. If he can show the same kind of form again, probably Spin a Coin for third.
So you brassing Blazing Heart completely?
Yeah, just because of that draw. And you said on Wednesday that probably he will not see out the 1850.
Yes.
So with that kind of draw, probably a bit of
I think Ice Emperor, I agree with Shaheel. He's back to the 1850 0.25. That was his only win when he beat Blazing Heart a short head, and I suppose he is probably going to be my first choice as well. But Blazing Heart, put the blinkers on him. I personally don't think the 1850 is ideal for him, but he has run that very good second to Ice Emperor. He is what did I work it out to? He is 2 kilograms better off this time with Ice Emperor, so that puts him into the race as well. Unfortunately, like Shaheel says, he is going to be drawn, he's going to be drawn 9 out of 10, and that could be a little bit of a headache, but he had a lot of pace in the 1400 last time. He went to the front, so I don't think he's going to have a problem if Robbie takes him off to the front with the blinkers. Let's hope he settles, and if he stays out the 1850, which he should, because he ran that good second to Blazing Heart. I suppose you can't ignore Blazing Heart. I think between Ice Emperor and Blazing Heart, that's going to be my first 2. And then I agree with what you said. Starsky, he's no champion, but he's running some decent races, and he's run behind some good horses. Perplexing, Redline Captain, Gels Tiger. These are decent horses, but obviously the big question mark is the 1850. I went back to when he has run at 1850. He ran third to Zagazig last year, which isn't, I suppose, isn't great form. But I think it's all going to depend on whether or not he stays the 1850. End of the day, you going Ice Emperor? Are you going Ice Emperor? I think I'm going to go Blazing Heart, just purely because he's got the blinkers on and the fact that he's 2 kilograms better off. I'm going to go Blazing Heart to beat Ice Emperor, and I'll make Starsky my third choice.
What about your favorite horse, Seapass?
No, me and Seapass have broken up. We no longer have a relationship.
And Spin a Coin?
Spin a Coin, he's won at 1850 with yours truly. So I've always thought that the 1850 was better for Spin a Coin, but his wins have been over a lot shorter. I don't like the fact that Spin a Coin's backing up from last week. I don't think he's the sort of horse that I remember when he used to race it. He used to take quite a lot out of him a race. So I don't like the fact that he's running 2 weeks in a row. So I think last year he won 2 weeks in a row. If I'm not mistaken.
I think for International Jockeys Weekend.
Yeah. So I suppose Spin a Coin must have a chance as well. But I'm going to go Blazing on Ice Emperor Starsky.
Ice Emperor Starsky, Spin a Coin.
Okay, great. My bank of the day, Al Mariachi. My value bet is Prince of Thieves. I think at 33 to 1. What sort of price you get on the place? So you must get quite a good price for
Yeah,
a place.
probably.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Prince of Thieves. I think he's definitely worth a small little each way bet. That'll be my value bet. Shaheel?
Banker Henry Tudor, and for the value bet in the last one, I Sempre.
Okay, great. Well, that's our race day. Unfortunately, I hope we've helped you. It's not an easy card at all. I reckon it's a meeting where people can make money, but you're going to have to study your form. Hopefully, we've helped you. I reckon the place accumulator is going to pay a lot of money. The pick 8, I'm tipping it's going to be a carryover. I think it's going to be a carryover, the pick 8. So, anyway, thanks very much for joining us. Remember, on Wednesday, we will have our show Jeu de Gallo, where we're going to talk about this meeting, a couple of barrel trials and sandworks and that sort of thing. Catch up with us next week. Thanks very much for joining us. Goodbye.